Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. It is Thankful Thursday here at queenbeing.com and right here on this channel. So while I'm waiting for my chat to pop up, let me just really quickly remind you, my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. How's that sound? If it sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we'll just get going. So here we are. I always like to start Thursdays out by saying what I'm grateful for. So I'm going to start by saying I'm grateful for you guys. I am grateful for my beautiful home. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, the food in my fridge, the lipstick on my face, my health. Um, yeah my office, my vehicle, all the good things. So I just want to say I am so thankful for everything that I have and for you guys and for the fact that I get to do what I love every single day and I can still support my family or help support my family this way. So this is amazing. All right. Now, I probably could totally support my family, but I don't have to, luckily. Okay. So Malta is here, my friend. Good morning and welcome. He is our amazing chat admin for those of you who are new around here. And Ms. Jillian is here. Hey, Jillian, how are you feeling? Are you still having a little struggle? Where are you at today? Tommy D says, good morning, sunshines. Hey, Tommy D, how you doing? Malta says, good morning, everyone. And Ashley Thrasher's back says, good morning, y'all. Good morning, Ashley. And Jillian says, good morning, Malta, Tommy, Angie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And Janet is back. Hey, Janet, welcome back. Hope is here. Good morning, Hope. Welcome back. Oops, I lost my spot. Here I go. Okay. I should just not use the mouse. I should just use the arrow. It's better. All right, let's see here. Julia Richardson in the house and Cheryl Askew in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Cheryl, are you new? Welcome, welcome. Mr. Meyer is back. Good morning, Mr. Meyer. Says, good afternoon, Angie. Love for London. Grateful for you and this group of people here. Amazing. Love it. Thank you. Grateful for you too, my friend. Ms. Shannon O'Brien in the house. Hello, Shannon. How are you? Tomorrow's the day, girl. Tomorrow's the day. How you feeling? Are you excited? Montana Sammy Joe is back. Hey, Montana Sammy Joe, welcome back. She says, yay, I'm awake in time today. Well, I'm grateful for that. Darlene Torrio is here. Good morning, Darlene. How are you? She says, morning, Angie. I'm doing the no contact. I'm grateful for my new life single. Hey, it's a beautiful thing, my friend. There are lots of good things about being single. Good morning, Stan Firm. Welcome back. Happy to see you. Says, good morning. I'm grateful for Mucinex today. I have my days like that too, girl. Tanny Person is here. Says, good morning. Thankful for my awesome clients. I'm cheerful for my home, my roommates, and our awesome fireplace. Ooh, I'm grateful for my fireplace too. Let me add that to my list. I didn't have one until we bought this house. I've never had one, so it's pretty cool. Even growing up, you know. MMH is here. Hello, MMH. How are you? Welcome back. Good to see you. And Janet J in the house says, I'm grateful about the current rest. Certainly a good thing. Whoops. Malta says he is grateful for shelter and something else, but I just lost my place. Here he goes. And warmth. I love that too. That is all good stuff. And I'm grateful for you, Malta, specifically because you help me every single day and you support this tribe in such an amazing way. Thank you so much for being who you are and for being with me on this and with us on this. Okay, Rick Mash is here. Good morning, Rich. Rick, he says, Angie, I had a situation last night. Tell me what happened, Rick. Fill me in. Hope you're okay. Andrea Christensen says, good morning. Thankful I'm here on time. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Stop the Chaos says, I'm beginning to understand how important it is. Ooh, this is interesting. To just sit with the feelings. They do pass. I've been so shocked this week. The dips are shorter and shorter each time. Shocked. It's amazing what no or low contact will do, right? Excuse me. I'm really happy to hear that you're on the mend like that. I know it's a process and I know you know there will be ups and downs, but really proud of you. You're really working this whole recovery deal and I'm just amazed by you. Lorian Hibbs in the house says, good morning. Was listening to some of your videos about taking your power back and realizing goals after narcissistic abuse. Where to start when you don't even know what you want? Well, what a good question. I think what you have to start doing is figuring out what you do want. You know, so think about things like this. Here's an exercise for you. This is what I do with my clients sometimes. It's called the miracle question. And I cannot take credit for it. I learned it from Coach Aisha, who owns the school that I went to for life coaching. But it's a great exercise. So get ready. I want everybody to close your eyes and imagine that you're asleep and you wake up in the morning and a miracle has happened. Suddenly your life is perfect. You no longer have to worry about money. You no longer have to worry about anything. What's perfect for you? Where do you live? What does your house look like? Who's sleeping next to you, if anybody? What do you do with your time when you don't worry about money? Think about things like that. And that can start to give you an idea of what you really do want. What do you think about that? Let me know your thoughts. By the way, tell me what you're grateful for, everybody. It is Thankful Thursday. This is what we do here. And remember, the reason we do this is because being grateful, we should do it every day. But being grateful helps us to understand exactly, well, it doesn't help us understand anything except that, well, we have to be grateful for, but it changes our vibration in a good, positive way and gives us more reasons to be grateful in our life, which is pretty cool. It's good stuff. All right. Maria Calloway is here. Hey, Maria, how you doing? She says, hello, why is he sending me pictures? You are awesome. Well, thank you for the awesome comment. He's probably sending you pictures to try to hoover you back in. What kind of pictures is he sending? Let me know. James LaCroix is here again. Hey, James, welcome back, my friend. He says, good morning, good morning. And Cynthia Davis in the house says, good morning, Cynthia. Jillian says, that's great. I woke up this morning and thanked God for my health, my mom visiting, my children, my dogs, my house, my car, and that I am his child. Grateful that he will lead me out of my abusive job. Yeah. Jillian, you know what? Sometimes we have to go through things like this for specific reasons. And like, I really, at this point in my life, I believe that I went through what I went through so that I could be here for you guys. Because I think that if I hadn't experienced the abuse that I did, do I think I would still be somehow successful? Sure. Do I think that I would be doing this? Nope. It is definitely, what I went through that led me to you guys. So I know I'm supposed to be here. And I know that if I hadn't gone through what I went through, I wouldn't be here. So here I am. Just remember that, Jillian. There might be a real reason for this. Okay, moving right along. Montana Sammy Joe says, last night I was thinking, part of what I love about being single is I can eat all the Brussels sprouts I want without unneeded reactions from the dude. Isn't it crazy? Because Brussels sprouts are really healthy. I mean, I have to admit, I seriously dislike them, but I have had them in juice and they're okay if they're mixed with all the right things. But my point is, I think that's good. I think that's important, and it is silly that they pick on you for little things like Brussels sprouts, right? Excuse me, I'm going to cough. I'm going to mute for 1 second. Okay. All right, let's see here. So Stop the Chaos says, I read a quote. You've already survived 100% of your worst days. Good for me. She said they can only get better from here. So grateful. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, that's really the truth. And if you keep that kind of an attitude, my gosh, it's only going to get better. Yeah. Shannon says, my son and I are back at urgent care. Oh no, he woke up feeling ill this morning. Keep me posted. I hope he's okay, Shan. Cheryl Eskew says, I am. I usually catch the replays. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Mary Kayan is here. She says, good morning, Angie and everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. And Hope says, I'm grateful for my health and my ability to do things that I never thought I could do. I love that. I love it. I love it. That is all good stuff. And you know what? We can all do things we never thought we can do if we choose to. Something I've learned the hard way, or the easy way, I guess. I don't know, the hard way, baby, is that if I need to do something or I want to do something, I will do it. And I'm not joking. Like almost anything I ever decide, okay, I'm going to do this thing, I can do it. Very rarely have I not done it. So I think if you choose to do something and you take inspired action to make it happen, I think probably everyone here is capable of that. And the reason I think that is because narcissists, they don't pick people who are losers, do they? They don't pick people who are stupid or ugly, do they? No, they pick attractive, intelligent people who are capable, and then they proceed to try to break them down. And the fact that you guys are all here is proof that they are not breaking you down, at least not anymore. So I'm really proud of you for that. Anyway, let me keep going. All right. Emily Driftwood is back. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? She says, Hey everyone, I missed you, Angie. Missed you too, girl. She said, I've been away a while, and the reason is that I got engaged. Oh, congratulations. I'm so grateful for my beau and his wonderful little girl. I'm grateful for my family and health too. Emily, I'm so glad to hear that you are moving forward happily, and I'm sure that you've done your due diligence and made sure that this person is healthy for you. That is a beautiful thing. Cam is back. Hey girl, hey, how you doing? She says, I'm feeling better after seeing your reaction yesterday about how harmful my ex-narc is, ruthlessly having so much sex and spreading HIV and herpes. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes, Cam, what we do is I didn't mean to upset you when I reacted that way, but we have this problem, us empaths who have been abused by narcissists, and that is that we seem to have a high threshold for abuse. We just don't realize how serious something is until we see somebody react to it. So I'm glad if that was helpful for you. I'm glad to hear that. I hope it's okay that I hope I didn't upset you when I said that. What I did, but it was an honest reaction. I was shocked and not in a good way. That's horrible what he did. Stan Farm says, when you first meet someone, is talking on the phone every day for hours a red flag? I mean, it would be for me if it was, yeah, I would say, yeah. I mean, maybe. I think when I met my current husband, we had a couple of like really long phone conversations early in our relationship. But that was like really before I mean, we had the internet, but it was like not what it is today. We had like AOL Instant Messenger and stuff. We didn't have phones that could do that stuff or anything. But so maybe that was part of it. But I think part of the issue is that, I think it's possibly a red flag, depending on how long you talk, depending on what you talk about. But I mean, I think that almost every couple goes through that, long discussion kind of phase. I guess it depends on how soon we're talking about. Are we talking about 2 weeks in? Are we talking about 3 days in? Are we talking about a month in? I think, but I would say it is definitely a possible red flag, because you've got to have a life outside of that person, and if they don't have a life outside of you, that's kind of a huge red flag. So, just my personal thoughts. Renee Goodell says, "Good morning, everyone." Good morning, Renee. How you feeling today, honey? And Mr. Meyer says, "Angie, admission, I still miss my ex sometimes. Abuse amnesia is now happening to me." She says, "Also, I just realized that my new flatmate is a bit controlling and maybe another narc I attracted. How to suss him?" Okay. So regarding the ex, it's normal. I would suggest, Mr. Meyer, if you haven't yet, make yourself a list of the reasons that you don't want to go back to that person, like I talked about in that video. Abuse amnesia is very real. It's happened to all of us probably at one time or another. That's probably why we stayed as long as we did. But as far as your new flatmate goes, one way to pull him out is, I mean, do you really want to pull him out? Are you close to this person? Or are you just kind of, you could do something that would upset him and see how he behaves. I mean, I don't want to cause any drama in your life, but there are ways, like compare, say something like if he's a guitar player, say something about some amazing guitar player and how, I bet you aspire to be like that person. Or if he's like a teacher, then say, oh, did you hear about this amazing teacher? So basically my point is, whatever he is, find someone else who does what he does and compliment them profusely around him and see how he reacts. If he's like, oh yeah, that person's awesome, he's probably not a narcissist. If he's like, oh, whatever, blah, gets all upset, well, then he might be. Another thing you could do is watch for empathy, watch for signs of empathy. Tell him, someone, if someone passed away, tell a story that a normal person would display empathy for, and see what happens. Let me know what you think about that, and if you need more tips. Madeline Gutierrez is here. Good morning, beautiful. She says, oops, I lost my place. Let me scroll back up. Madeline, hold on. Here she goes. She says, good morning, Angie Roomies. I'm so thankful for you and the tools that I have learned to easily use on my narc. Excuse me. She says, he goes to my church, but I stay clear and I have clear. That is very, very, very good. And congratulations on that. I'm proud of you. How's your little cafe today? Julia Richardson says, I'm thankful God always provides for me when I need the most. Absolutely. And that's an amazing thing. Yes, indeed. Stephanie Adora says, I'm prego with my narc. He started smear talk. If he doesn't want to be involved and shut me from the grandparents, do I just leave it alone? Do you want to be involved with him and the grandparents? I'm just curious. Um, you know, the fact is that you don't really need to have him in your life to be involved with the grandparents, honestly. Um, Something to think about. Do you want him in your life? I mean, I guess that's my question. What, do you need child support? Let me know. Cam says, "Girl, I'm obsessed with your YouTube studio." Instead of thank you. it's it's very me, sparkly and pink. I like it. Yeah, unapologetically me. What's up? Thank you. Um, Adrian says, "Good morning, Angie Malta and everyone. Good morning, Adrian. Welcome back, my friend. Smurfette did it. Hey, cool name. How you doing? Welcome, welcome." Says, "Oh, Shannon, I hope he feels better when you leave there." I hope he does too. Her son is at the urgent care right now. Jillian says, "It's not getting any better, Angie," and she's talking about her toxic employment situation. She says, "I just made a determination to hang in short term and realize that I do have options." She said, "For the past 2 days, lunch was at my computer with a hamburger, typing with one hand. Been there, sucks, especially when you're in a miserable, like I don't mind eating lunch at my computer sometimes because I do what I love and I work for me. And so like sometimes I'm a pushy boss. But but when it's such a toxic situation and you can't even take a damn lunch break, that's ridiculous. And I should really take a lunch break anyway. It's self-care. So Jillian, I totally understand. How long are we talking about? And I'm glad to see that you do have options, but are you working on maybe trying to find an alternative situation while you're hanging in there? What are you thinking? I don't want you to be stuck there. You've done so amazingly since you moved forward from the narcissist, and you've done so much healing. I hate to see you slipping back. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do, honey. You know this, but I'm just saying, think about it. Andrea Christensen says, "No contact since November 6th. Congratulations." She says, "Still no schedule. Should I make one for him? I don't like the idea of forcing him to see his son." I would not, Andrea. I would not. Absolutely not. No, I would not. I would not force it. I would not push it. I would let him come to you or not. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but my ex, he was allowed, according to the court papers, he was allowed to see my child once a week on Saturdays with supervision. And he never once did. I don't really think it hurt my child that much. I don't think it was something, I mean, I think it was hard for him as he got older to understand why would somebody do that to me. But I think in the grand scheme of things, he wouldn't have been a great influence anyway. So you decide what you want to do. But I personally, I do not think that you're required to do that. I would kind of keep my eyes open, keep my, ear to the ground, as they say, and find out if he's trying to do something behind your back with the courts or something. But other than that, no, I would not force it at all, for your son's sake. What are you thinking about that? Charisma says, "Good morning." Hey, Charisma, welcome back. She says, "I'm here. I found out I have a narc sociopath BFF. Oh, boy. 25 years, distant 1993, but she still calls me to tell me all the devious things she does to the men in her life. I don't feel comfortable." You know what, Charisma? Something that I would do is I would sort of step back from that. We all have caller ID now, don't we? I would step back from that and consider giving yourself a little space. And if she asks why, just say, "Look, I'm healing from a toxic relationship and I just can't deal with this right now. I'm really sorry." And she'll have to understand. I mean, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then you shouldn't continue. There's a reason, and unfortunately, we can't choose how our friends behave, can we? We have to just kind of go, okay, this is who they are. You can tell them what you think, but does it change anything? I mean, not in my experience. But if you feel like you want to tell her, then tell her. But otherwise, I would just sort of step back emotionally from her and maybe don't answer the phone very often if she calls. Stop the Chaos says, and tell me what you think about what I said. Stop the Chaos says, "Grateful for so many things, and above all, the opportunity to embrace the changes I get to make in this second chapter of my life. Love it. So proud of you. That's amazing. I really, I know a lot of people are devastated when they go through divorce and when they go through this stuff that, a lot of us have gone through. But I really think, and this is so silly, but I really think that there's an opportunity there. You sort of could get to reinvent yourself if you want to. I mean, what could be better than that? It's pretty awesome. I'm just saying. Okay. So Madeline Gutierrez says she has strong boundaries and she's grateful for her educated pastor who is well aware of NPD and very protective and supportive of her. She says, my cup runneth over. Love it, love it, love it. So proud of you. That's amazing. Congratulations. Keep going, girl. You're rocking it. Carla Fernandez. Hey, Carla, how you doing? She says, can you? Good question. She says, can you talk about report a narcissistic abuser to the police? Reporting. So, Carla, at least in where I live, you can't really report them unless they, physically abuse you or hurt your property. I mean, you could, but I don't really think that there are no laws against emotional abuse, unfortunately, where I live. I believe that like England has laws about that, or Great Britain has laws about that, the UK, but not in the United States yet, as far as I know. But certainly, if you're being physically abused, you have every right to report them. If they're destroying your property, you have every right to report them, and you can get a restraining order against them. So those are things to think about. Now, sometimes, like if they're stalking you, you can report them and they don't need to physically touch you. So if you've left them and they keep coming to your house or breaking in or following you around, that's illegal. So I guess it depends. What situation are you dealing with? Do you want to tell me? MMH says, grateful for indoor plumbing and furnace. Cold here. Oh my gosh, for sure. With you on that. Rick Mash says, me and Kim went downstairs and see me that she was in the bedroom and turned off all the lights and closed the blinds, then reopened them and turned the lights back on. She didn't realize what she's doing. That's weird. What do you think that's about? Like because she was so self-centered she couldn't see you, or was she on drugs, or what? What's going on with that? Let me know your thoughts. Or was she doing it to hurt your feelings? Bonnie says hi. Hey, Bonnie. How you doing, honey? Carlita Vega's here in the house. Hello, Carlita. How you doing, sweetheart? Good morning. Happy to see you as always. Shannon O'Brien says, yes, moving day is supposedly tomorrow. I'm grateful for this. However, we may not be able to verify that she moves, that the move has happened, not wanting or willing to break contact to find out. My uncle hasn't been, in contact with Ma either. He's sick of her lies too. Well, eventually you'll figure it out. I definitely wouldn't break contact to find out. But if your husband drives past the house, he might see something different, or you might get an idea. My 2 cents says I got kicked out of my friend's house. Oh no. What happened? This is the friend in Kentucky? But thankfully I got a truck trailer storage unit and a hotel room where I'm relaxing today. Somebody suggested in one of these streams one time that a hotel room is a good way to, sometimes you can get like a weekly rental rate, or like a what are they called? Extended stay places. So you might want to look around and see if you can find something that offers a weekly rental till you can get off your, get back on your feet. Let me know your thoughts about that. I'm so sorry that happened. Rick Mash says, that worries me that she has their daughter with her, and blanks out like that. Yeah, I really don't think I would want my child to be alone with that person. I'm so sorry. Rick, are you stressing today? Do you have another way? Like, could you put her in daycare or something while you're at work? Hope says, my problem is that I'm in credit card debt and I'm still trying to get my driver's license. Oh, that's tough. That's why you can't leave the house. Okay. How long until you can get your driver's license? I mean, credit card debt being what it is, I mean, you can work on that, but how long till you can get your driver's license? I know that's an important part of being independent. Ashley Thrasher says, I'm thankful for my awesome friends and family who've pulled me up and dusted me off the past 2 months. They've saved me. That is a beautiful thing, Ashley. I'm so happy to hear it. Malta says, good morning to Carlita. Maria Calloway says, thankful for family and friends and you. He was trying to triangulate, but you helped me. Thanks. I'm so glad to hear that, Maria. Thank you for sharing that with me. Charisma Jones says to me, I'm finding that I have to protect myself from a few people, especially, oh wait, she says, because I've been an enabler. I have to be careful of anyone around me. Finding so many people are devious. You know, that's more common than you think. I can't tell you how often I hear that from clients and from you guys, that once you see one narcissist, you start to look around and find more in your life. And that's difficult for us, right, as empaths. But the fact is, you have to remember that if we don't know what we're dealing with, we don't realize that we're attracting these people to us. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just be aware and protect yourself. And you're on the right path to do that, Charisma. I'm proud of you for seeing it. That's a big start. Discover, understand, overcome, you know? Emily Driftwood says, I'm happy and healed and grateful for that too. She said, and even though I texted my narc mom for her birthday and she didn't respond, I'm grateful that I don't need to suffer her abuse anymore. Calm and quiet. That is a beautiful thing. I'm so happy to hear it, Emily. Definitely moving in the right direction. Oh my gosh. Julia Richardson says, I was left by my narc while I was actually giving birth to my son. Oh my gosh. She said it left some scars, but my 10-month-old things change. Don't give up hope. Oh. Julia, I'm really sorry that that happened to you, but I think sometimes when they leave us with our children, it's the best possible thing they could do. I know some people who are struggling with really negative custody cases because of narcissistic crap. So I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I agree with you. Don't give up hope. Things change. Yeah. Stop the Chaos says, I'm on day 4. Congratulations of extreme low or no contact. And she says, this is huge for me, and I can't believe how exhilarating it is. My cloudy thoughts are just evaporating out of my days. Isn't that amazing how it happens? It's amazing. It changes your whole perception, and that's how you know for sure that you made the right choice. You know that? I hope you're proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. Stop the chaos. I hope you know that. Charisma says, good morning, Malta. NL says, good morning, beautiful people. Hey, NL, welcome back. How you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Charisma says, good morning, stop the chaos. And Carlita says, hello to Malta, who also says, hello to Charisma. Andrea says, my house is clean. That is my miracle. That is a great miracle. I'm telling you, I love a clean house. It's a good thing. Sometimes I pay people to do it for me. I'm not lying, but I know I never like hire a real service. I just pay a friend who needs some extra money, so it works out good. Someone I can, trust. Yeah. Jillian says, Andrea, I don't know who's telling you to force your son to see him, and you should speak with an attorney. Save any text messages you have sent offering for him to see the child. Now, Andrea, Jillian is our attorney, not our attorney, but she's an attorney who is one of our tribe members. So her advice, I would take it a little more seriously than mine in this case. Freedom Lee says, good morning, Angie. Marvelous Malta. Grateful for you, my job, my fireplace, the youngest daughter, and for sanity after leaving my ex-narc. Hello, Freedom Lee. Welcome back, honey. I'm glad to see you, and I'm so grateful for you as well. Lauren Hibb says, thankful for your advice and encouragement. Going to try your tip. Excellent. How are you? And I'm grateful for you, too. Frisbee. Nice. Says, hi, I'm on my son's account. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Bonnie says, oh, I love that about the dream, a miracle thing. It's good, right? She says, happy and grateful for the sunshine and a snowy day. Isn't that great? I am hoping that we get some snow soon, and I'm hoping that it gets my kids out of school for a day. I know that's totally nerdy, but I love a snow day with the kids. It's so fun. Like we make cocoa and do silly stuff and maybe use the fireplace, stuff like that, but I like it. Anyway, James LaCroix says, hey, Angie, my ex-narc sends me a letter in the mail every week or every other week, just with my name and address on it. I don't open it, and I rip it up and put it in the trash. I've got no contact. Wow, that is strength, and I'm so proud of you for that. I know that must be hard to do a little bit, but the fact that you're staying that focused on what you want means you're going to get there. You're going to find what you want. You're going to find the answers, and you're going to find the peace that you're seeking. So I'm really proud of you for that. I know it's hard. It's really hard. I can't even imagine not opening a letter that had my name on it. If it was something, I would almost want to look at it, but I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do. I'm saying you're doing the right thing. It just takes a lot of self-control, and that's huge. Congratulations. Proud of you for that. Rick Mash says, I tried to talk to her about it and and help her mind full of it, and she took it as an attack. Of course she did. Of course she did. You know, she has major issues, Rick. I think I know where you're at, and I know that you're trying to avoid, you know, having to deal with court or anything like that. But I mean, my gosh, she's made it pretty clear that she's an unfit mother based on what you told me. And I'm just saying, even based on what she told me, it's pretty scary. And she even told me you're a really good father. So, like, I don't know, honey. I feel terrible for you in this situation. What are you thinking you're going to do? Let me know. James LaCroix says since June. Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations, James. That is huge. Hands up for James, everybody. Charisma Jones says, I am grateful for the roof over my head, food to eat, and my 2 kids love me. That is beautiful stuff. She says, I'm grateful for waking up this morning. I'm just so thankful to be alive. I love all of that, and I'm thankful for you. Thank you, Charisma. Malta says, good morning, and thank you, Freedom Lee. Cam says, I just realized that the miracle question made me realize I need to get back into producing my art. I love that. She says, I've been so focused on money and not having fun. Isn't that interesting the way that happens? And you know what? When you can find your passion in that way, if you're producing art, you can sell art online these days. You can make videos with art. You can put it on Etsy and sell. There's so many things you can do if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Andrea Christensen says, simplicity, no clutter in my mind or home. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. She says, happy children and laughter. That would be my happy thought. I love that. I love to hear my kids laugh too. I just had a vision of them laughing in my head right now. Oh, Angie Wheeler is here. Okay. Hey, Angie, how you doing? Montana Sammy Joe says, I'm thankful for my service dog and for not being homeless anymore. Girl, that is huge. And I'm so happy to hear that you are not homeless anymore. And I'm also grateful for you. Thank you for being here and sharing that with us. Renee Goodell says, I'm thankful for being cancer-free. Wow, Renee, that's amazing. Congratulations. I'm so happy to hear that. That's amazing. Everybody hands up for Renee and her amazing health. That is such good stuff. I'm so happy to hear it. JS says, I am thankful for my 3 healthy, beautiful family and for waking up. I think they meant children and family and for waking up to continue to learn and grow. All of that is beautiful stuff. Yes, indeed, my friend. James LaCroix says, you're very beautiful, Angie. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And Malta McMurtry says, good morning, Angie W. Bob Roberts is here. He says, hi there. Hey, Bob, how you doing? And Bonnie says, I'm babysitting later for my niece's daughter. Grateful that they still want old auntie to come and stay with the kids. I love that. That is so good. Bonnie, big hugs to you, honey, and I'm grateful for you as well. Cheryl says your experience is your expertise. That is absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely. And my research. I do a lot of research because I'm a nerd and I like it. This is who I am. Stop the Chaos says, I'm grateful for the hot mailman. Nice. And a good pair of binoculars. She says, drive-by relationships. That's good. I like that. She said, just joking. She said, love the peace in this home without waiting for another shoe to drop. No shoe zone. That is a beautiful thing, my friend. I'm so happy to hear it. My eyes have been watering all day. I think I've got some allergy issues. So if you see me wiping, that's all it is. Cam says, I'm grateful for taking a vow of celibacy. Okay, I feel you. She says, cutting off contact from anyone and anything that is a distraction from me healing with my goals and my healing. That is a beautiful thing. Sometimes you have to do that. You really do. And it's okay. Madeline says, being grateful on purpose helps you see through God's eyes beautifully and lovingly. I love that. Charisma says, Angie, yes, everything happens for a reason. I wouldn't be this free if it weren't for my mistakes. Thankful for knowledge, right? I totally feel you. I do. Anna Narc Free from Stockport is in the house. Hey girl, hey, how you doing? She says, hi Angie, good afternoon, 3:54 p.m. here in cold, wintry England. Well, it's pretty cold here too. Not wintry. It's supposedly winter. No, I think it's actually not winter till like December 21st, but that's just in 7 days. But I, good morning, good afternoon. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, Bonnie says you can make baked Brussels sprouts chips in the oven with salt and oil. Oh, I've never tried that. That's interesting. I'll check that out. I'm lying. I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't even lie to you. No, but that does sound interesting. I've heard positive things like that. I'm not a very, like, my husband's the one that cooks. I don't cook. I mean, I can cook, but I don't usually, unless I want to. Anyway, um, don't judge me, please. Let's see. Oh, Carlita says she cooks hers in bacon. Now that's interesting. I would love to try that. Again, I'm probably not going to cook it though. Don't. We all have our weaknesses. Um, Andrea says, Jillian, I meant having to force his dad to see my 4-year-old. My 4-year-old misses his dad. Yeah, I got you. I think she got you too. I don't know. Um, Mon Oh, now there, see? There. Montana Sammy Joe says, I buy them by the bag at Costco. Now that sounds more like me. Natasha Rawson says, I'm thankful for my children. My oldest baby turns 8 tomorrow. Wow. I love that. How you doing, Natasha? Are you feeling good today? My oldest baby is 20. I'm old. What are you going to do? Cam says, I'm pushing myself to finally launch my YouTube channel. My self-esteem and fear has been holding me back for too long. Cam, I love that. And I'd like to tell you, since you're doing that, over on my other channel, which is just a baby channel right now, it's called Empath Entrepreneur. I'm actually helping people with things like that. So if you are interested, you should check that out. There are several free trainings on there already, and I'll be doing another one this coming Friday live. So keep it in your head. And there's lots of free stuff that would just go check it out. All right. You can get to it by going to this channel. Don't do it right now. Wait till we're done here. But you can get to it by going to my regular channel here, and you'll see it in the sidebar, Empath Entrepreneur. There's a picture of me with like really good hair and like looking all glam and whatnot, you know. All right. Anyway, let's see here. I love that. I think that's great, and I totally think you should do it. Absolutely, yes. Nicole McCleary says, my narc is in treatment and has his counselor convinced I'm the problem. He's been physically and emotionally abusive. I wrote his counselor a letter outlining everything I've been through and asking to believe me. Hey, Nicole. Narc is in treatment has, oh, sweetheart. You know what? Does the counselor believe you? I mean, and honestly, no, they're convinced that you're the problem. See, this is what happens sometimes, and this is really unfortunate. When they're in treatment, or when they, if they get to the doctor first, or even if they don't, sometimes they can be so charming and convincing that, somebody who's gone through the standard education of a therapist or even a psychiatrist in some cases can't see the NPD in them. And so they victim blame and stuff like that. The fact that he's been emotionally and physically abusive, my suggestion is that you just go ahead and use this time to steer clear and clear yourself away, get yourself away while you can. Physically abusive doesn't change. Emotionally abusive doesn't change. And nobody deserves that. Not any of us here deserve that, either one of those two things. But physically abusive means your physical safety is always at risk when you're with that person, and your life is at risk. And I'm not trying to be dramatic, but the fact of the matter is, how often have we heard the stories about how someone who's a narcissist, or they don't call them a narcissist in the news, but some husband or wife, goes crazy and hurts someone. I can think of several, both, excuse me, my nose is itchy. I can think of several male and female people over the years who've hurt children and husbands and wives, and it's just not worth it. Save yourself, protect yourself while you can, please. Cam says, and perfectionist state. Oh, honey. Welcome to my, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something really quickly. Just one really quick tip for you, Cam. Just start. If you don't just start, you're never going to start. It's never going to be the right moment. It's never going to be the right time. If you ever saw like my really early YouTube videos, they're terrible. I don't even care, because if you just start, then you're going. Once you're going, you can work on improving and doing all the things. Don't try to make it perfect the first time. Just start. Like literally, as soon as the session's over, I want you to pick up your phone and I want you to be like, blah, 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 talking to your phone. Put it up on YouTube. Start today. Just a tip from me to you. Start. Okay. And send me a link when you do, because I will totally look at it and like it. All right. James LaCroix says, Narcs, this problem, if they don't like eating something and right in front of your face, they will eat the same thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had that. Yeah. And I've had a narcissist criticize my cooking and act like I don't cook well enough. Probably part of the reason I don't like to cook now. Yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, I know. Stop the Chaos says, doing great, avoiding ex-in-laws. Oh, very good. She says, friendly from afar, perfect, but not putting myself in line of fire. Perfect. She said they are some of his great flying monkeys, and I believe that to be true. She says, monkey-free zone. I love that. That's exactly how you have to be. Polite from afar. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do, and I'm proud of you for that, because I know it's hard, especially when you've been in that family for so many years. But the more that you move toward being an independent individual woman, the better it's going to get, a little bit every single day. Or man, not you specifically, Stop the Chaos, but for the dudes up in here, y'all are good too. Yes, indeed, and y'all can be independent men. Maria says he is sending pictures of himself. She is sending pictures of her new Pandora bracelet. But hey, focus forward. I would block that crap. Block, 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 block. That's my advice. Block both of those people. Block them. Just my advice. No pressure. A little bit of pressure. Look, if you don't block them, they're going to continue to do those things to you. They're doing them to torture you. You know what I'm saying? Block them. Just my opinion. Do you guys think Maria should block them? If you guys think Maria should block, stick it in the comments here so she can see what everybody thinks. Because I don't want to be the only one to tell y'all what to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my personal suggestions on what to do. Maria says he is sending, oh, I already said that one. Okay. Nicole McCleary says, I'm prepared to end the marriage at our session together. Good for you. Yeah. She says, I'm done being treated like this. Any advice? Yes. When you do that, be prepared for one of two things, either extreme anger or, oh, don't leave me. I love you. Don't make me blah, blah, blah. Guilt. Don't fall for either one. Don't fall for either one. And depending on how your narcissist feels about your therapist or his therapist, or her therapist, I assume him, I think you said him, he might try to act cool about it, but I think you should end the marriage if that's what you're ready to do, because you don't deserve to be treated like that. And no amount of therapy has, up to this point, to my knowledge, ever fully repaired a narcissist. The narcissist would have to truly admit their core wounds and work through them first. And that's rarely, ever. I mean, look, I've never, ever seen or heard it happen. That's all I'm going to say. And that includes Dr. David Hawkins, who says he can cure narcissists. I don't believe that. I've talked to two of his patients' wives who told me that it's all behavior modification stuff and not actual change. So, and then they have to continue to go to him forever if they're ever going to stick to the plan. And then they still have relapses. So to me, that's not change. So my advice is know what you're going to say ahead of time. Practice it in the mirror. And I know it sounds stupid, but do it anyway. Like I would literally have a script for myself almost, or bullet points at the very least. And I would bring them with me on a note card or a piece of paper or your phone, just in case because when you're in the middle of it, you might stress out, or you might, kind of blank. I don't know about you, but sometimes I would blank. So I would bring notes for myself on every point that I wanted to make. And I would be prepared to, when I'm finished saying what I have to say, stand up and walk out. What do you think about that? Trish Meyerly says, good morning. I'm grateful for 2 new grandbabies. Oh, that's amazing, Trish. She says, I'm blessed. Yes, you are. And I'm happy to see you. And I'm grateful for you today. Andrea Christensen says, just do it is my motto. That's what you do, girl. That's what you got to do. You just got to do it. I love it. Nicole Blotnick says, good morning, Angie. You said there was a reason why you went through what you did. And I do believe finding you was some sort of sign. I feel I was hoovered back and fell off the wagon. My ex and I, let me see if I can see the rest of this. I'll have to come back to the rest of it. But I do agree with you on that. And you're not the only one who's fallen off the wagon. I fell off for a minute. Everybody's fallen off sometimes. But getting back on is the most important thing, and starting to stay focused on what you want. I will come to the rest of your comment when I get to it. All right. Carlita says, Cam, me too. I'm getting ready now. I want to get started in the next few weeks. Yes. Ladies, definitely come over to the Empath Entrepreneur channel and definitely talk to me when you do start your channels, and we'll see what we can work out about a little guest appearance or something, huh? Collab, what's up? Let's see. Tanny Person says, my mom had called this morning. At first, I didn't want to answer. I was on a no contact break for about 5 weeks. She said, I got a small tightness in my chest, not the usual panic attack. That is good. That is a start. That is a start to healing. I'll tell you, I think I told you guys this a few weeks ago. My mother came to my front door, who I've been no contact with for a long time. And she brought a photo of my family, which had been hanging on her wall, and said it was my Christmas present. It was like it's like a 10-year-old photo or a 9-year-old photo. But anyway, at the moment I heard her voice, I was like, I did. Instinctively, I froze up, not froze up. I tensed up, like fight or flight. I was ready to fight almost. I jumped up and went to into the entryway where she was standing at the door with where my kids had answered the door, and didn't let her in the house, of course. But I think there might always be a little tightness in your chest, but the fact that you didn't have the, when you see her name or hear whatever, maybe not when you see her name. For me, it was the hearing of the voice that was the issue. But it does get better. And as you said, not the usual panic attack. Huge, huge. Very good. Very good. Malta says, good morning, Trish. And Bonnie says, I can do anything for 5 minutes at a time. Narcs steal your confidence and your soul. It's time to get back on the horse. That's right. And I love that. Anything for 5 minutes at a time. And that's really the truth. You can, if you live your life 5 minutes at a time up to a point, it can be really healthy for you, especially during healing. I love that, Bonnie. Thank you. Charisma says, no, my narc always says I could do anything. He would drain all my ideas and take credit for them and throw me the bones. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Yeah. Narcs are not decent people for some reason, for lots of reasons. But yeah, I've seen that happen before too. I had a boss like that once who was literally stealing all my ideas. But I'm glad to hear that you're grateful for the discard, because my gosh, that can be a beautiful thing, can't it? And we all know, don't we? Christina Weber says, good morning, Ange. Hey, Christina, how you doing? She says, I'm so thankful to have so much support from you all. I want to ask, when you were leaving, do you wait for an argument to leave? Here's the thing. If you can do it without an argument, do it. And the reason I say that, if you need the argument to propel you forward, go ahead. But if you don't, if you know you're leaving, just leave, because all that's going to happen if you continue to stay is that it's going to continue to drive you crazy. It's going to continue, if you leave when they don't expect you to leave, it might be more peaceful for you. I'm just saying, what do you think about that? Christina says, oh, you already said that. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Malta says, congrats, Emily. And Stop the Chaos says, I have to say, I've changed what I say to the kids, trying to put daddy on the pedestal. Now I'm telling them I haven't understood daddy for a long time. That's really smart, actually. I don't know what he's up to, so we will just do our thing. Stop the Chaos. That's really smart. I want you guys to hear what she says. I think this is a really excellent thing to say to a child. I wish I'd have thought of that back then. I haven't understood daddy for a long time. That makes a lot of sense, because it's not like you're saying he's a terrible person, and you're also not saying he's an amazing person. You're just saying, I don't know. I don't get him either, girl. And I think that's really smart, because we are human, and our children need to see us as human. And if they see us cry sometimes, that's okay. But what you're doing, that's really smart. It's really smart. I want you guys to hear that again. She tells her children when daddy has been missing or MIA or whatever, well, where's dad? We don't know where dad is. She says, you know what, honey, I haven't understood daddy in a long time. I don't know what's up, so we'll just do our thing. I think that's amazing. I think that's really smart, and it's neutral and it's truthful. And I think that's really, really good. So congrats, lady. You're awesome. Nicole Blotnick, he says, talking and we go, oh wait, this is the rest of her comment. We go through a lot of what you talk about. I made mistakes because of the abuse, but he's done things too, cheating, yelling, etc. And I can't tell which is which anymore. Okay. Cheating for me is a deal breaker. Physical abuse is a deal breaker. Hurting my children is a deal breaker. Yelling, I mean, we could talk about it, but if it's a regular thing and it's emotional abuse, it's a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think cheating in itself is bad enough. What do you mean you've made mistakes? Everybody makes mistakes. I mean, you're human. My question is, I guess, are you willing to continue to live with this person and these behaviors for the rest of your life? And I think it's clear that you don't want that. But if it's not, if I'm misunderstanding, let me know. But I feel like you don't want that. So maybe it's time for you to start thinking about hopping back on the wagon. It's beautiful over here. Come on, honey. Come on. Jean Stanley Kanata says, excuse me, my nose is so itchy today, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm so thankful for Angie's videos in this group. Thank you, Jean, and I'm thankful for you as well. Tanny Person says, I kind of feel responsible because last night I got on to thinking about my mom and how insensitive she can be. So it's possible I summoned her. Listen, I get it. I have the same problem, Tanny, sometimes, and that's why I try not to. But yeah, and you know, you can call it a spell, you can call it a summoning thing, or you can call it a law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. The fact is, when we focus on something or someone, that thing is more likely to come back into our lives. So focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And that is definitely a smart, good for you for noticing that. Tanny Person, good for you. Empath problems, right. Adrienne says, hi, Adrienne. She says, Angie, I'm grateful for you and this caring tribe. I'm grateful for you as well. Let me just throw that in there. And of course, this amazing tribe. She says, I'm grateful for life and my kids. Also grateful that I'm starting to take care of myself and taking the journey to become an entrepreneur. That is a beautiful thing, and I'm so proud of you. Definitely come over on Friday to the other channel because we got some good stuff happening. We're going to talk about, oh, geez. Thanks for getting rid of that spammer, Malta. We're going to talk about, what am I talking about? Oh, we're going to talk about how to find your tribe. So I've been lucky enough to have an amazing tribe here and over in Span, and so I'm going to help other people do the same thing. Excuse me. Bonnie says, my narc is stonewalling and devaluing, and I'm gray rocking it. Good for you, she said, but his bad vibes are so disturbing. Narcs are disrespectful too and arrogant. You know what? Excuse me. You're right, Bonnie. And you know what? That's the reason that you don't stay. Eventually, because you can live with a narcissist and ignore them, but their vibration, I mean, mine used to walk in the room and I could feel it, like from across the room. I could physically feel those negative vibrations, and I don't tolerate that in my life anymore. I don't. And so, you know, and a lot of people are surprised by that, but you've got to protect your energy. That's the only thing that you really have in the world, if you think about it. Your ability to protect your energy, because your energy, it helps to determine what happens in your life. At least that's how I see things. I'm with you. Keep gray rocking and stay focused on choosing to be happy. It does work if you choose it. And I know it's hard when you have the negative, energy in the house. It's like having a, like a nuclear bomb in your basement or something, but just try not to let it affect you. Try to bubble up, and for every negative vibe you get from him, send him 2 positive ones. Not that you want to give him anything, but at least, one thing that I found that's really effective is with narcissists, if you can send them love, and I don't mean like romantic love, I mean universal love. Send loving vibes out from yourself, whether you throw them a ball of love or whatever. It really does help, and not that it helps them at all, but it might help you to have a better shield around yourself, and it might help them to leave you alone a little bit. But keep gray rocking, because that's going to help him to get bored with you and hopefully wander off in another direction and not disturb you or upset you anymore. And Elle says, I'm thankful for all the new gained confidence that allows me to speak up without any guilt or fear of judgment, especially when it relates to pointing out and calling upon the creepy actions of the ex. Excellent stuff. James says, Nicole, that happens when we're with an arc. Yes, indeed. Stop the Chaos says to Charisma Jones, let's crush Thursday. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. We're crushing it. Andrea Christensen says, I have the opportunity to take a vacation, but for some reason I feel fearful. I have so much going on here. I feel obligated here. I would it would be his go get away, take a breath, and get a different perspective. Andrea, I want you to think about it. Sometimes when you have a weird feeling like that, it's because it's your intuition, but sometimes it's your fear speaking. So I want you to think about it. Is this my fear or my intuition? Because I really think a different perspective, even if it just tells you, man, I wish I was still at home, is a good perspective. It gives you another. Sometimes just getting away from the daily routine and rut of it all can give you a whole other understanding of the world, and maybe you can get some of your best ideas in those situations. So I think if you can afford to do it and it's not going to hurt you to do it, then try to do it. um, just think about, is this intuition speaking or is this fear speaking? That would be my advice on that. Ashley Thrasher says, I'm at the point of not really being angry, but missing my best friend, the healthy version of her. Her Hoover the other day was a decent convo until the end, but that is just false hope. You're right. And that sucks. And it's hard. I know it is. But I feel like, it's tough. What are you thinking? I mean, are you thinking you're still steering clear? I know that's a difficult situation, Ashley. I'm so sorry. That's the thing that you have to understand, though, is that when you stop